is Mr. V. Muthukumar, Assistant Professor, Department PG and Research Department of Computer Applications, Vivekananda College of Arts and Sciences for Women, Autonomous, Tiruchendur. So now I hand over to the session to Mr. V. Muthukumar. Thank you.
Very good morning to all. Myself, V.P. Muthukumar, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Applications, Vivekananda College of Arts and Science for Women, Autonomous, Tiruchengodu, Namakkal District. I am happy to take part of in your college for conducting the guest lecture program on C and C++ programming. And I thank the management coordinator, head of the department, and the principal for giving opportunity to take this session and share my knowledge to the student community. Thank you. Okay, first we are going to see about C and C++ language programming languages. What is programming? Why we are using the programming languages? You have some idea about the programming, like what is programming, and why we are using the programming languages? Programming languages are created for a particular applications. It is like an English-like language. It is some written language to do some computer instructions. Okay, and C is one of the languages like that. C is also called a structured language, middle-level language, and low-level language, and a procedure language. Okay, generally, and C who developed the language, C programming language? Dennis Ritchie. Okay, in the year 1970s. Okay, then it was standardized in 1989 by ANSI, that is American National Standard Institute, known as ANSI-C, and after that it is called as C89, standardized by ISO, International Standard Organizations, and after that is called as part of the evaluation process was updated in the year 1995 as C95 and C99. Before that, it is called as PCPL language, Basic Compiled Programming Language. Finally, it is called as C language. Okay. This is called the basic structure of the C program. Every programming language have some structure. Okay. How to write a program, that is called indentation, spacing. Where to be start in the editor? Where do we start the programs and where do we end the program? Like that is called a structure of the program. Here this is called C is called a structured programming language. Why? Because it is called a structured programming means the program can be, a larger program can be divided into number of smaller modules. Each modules have some procedures, functions like that. So it is called a structured programming language. Actually the modules are communicated with a main function. Okay, first one is a preprocessor directive. It is very familiar to us. First, in the beginning of the C programming, we have to include the first statement, that is hash include stdio.h. That is called a hash is the preprocessor directive, which includes the standard input and output functions to our program. So preprocessor directive is used to include the standard input output functions to our programs. It is called a preprocessor directive. Next one is the declarations. That is a global declarations and a local declarations. Global declarations means we can, the variables are called a global variables. We can access the variable anywhere in the program. That is called outside the program also. Then next one is the main function. Why we are giving main function in C language means there is only one main function and the more than one main functions are not allowed. What is the reason behind that? In every C program, you may found that only one main function. Why we are giving the only one main function? Any idea about that? Functions means we are giving lot of functions, scanf, printf, like that. We are giving user defined functions also, but main functions means we are giving only one main function. The reason is the program execution begins with a main function. Lot of functions are available. C is simply called the collection of functions. Scanf is one of the function, printf is one of the function, main is one of the function, getSeek is one of the function, clear screen is one of the function. Lot of functions are available. So, but the program execution begins with the main function. So, we have to give only one main function in the programming language. Next, after that, we have to open the open curly brace and ended with the close curly brace. In between that, we have to do declarations and some of statements belongs to that program. And finally, after the close brace, we can define some functions also. Okay. Next slide. Okay, this is called a greeting program. There is a hello world program. That is first one is a pre-processed directive. Already I told you hash include stdio.h. .h represents a header file, so it is having the extension .h. stdio means standard input and output. These library functions are supported with this program. The printf and scanf functions are written in the header file stdio.h, so that we have to include the header file. That is a preprocessor directive to include standard input output functions to the program. This is one of the simple program to print the string, that is called hello world. Next. Okay, this is called what are all the keywords using in C. C having a rich set of keywords. The keywords having some special meaning in C language. So keywords cannot be used as file names or variable name or constant name. Why? Because it is already a defined one. It is a reserved word or keyword which is having some special meaning in C. The writer of the program defined that. These are all some examples of keywords. The ANSI C has 32 keywords. That is auto, break, B-R-E-A-K. That is a break, not B-R-E-A-K, break. And case, care, const, continue, default, do, double, else. These are all some examples of the keywords. Next slide. Okay, next one is the identifiers. Identifier means the names of variables, functions, constants, arrays, pointers, structures is called identifiers. Every variable has some name, that is commonly called as identifier, and the variable having name, constants having name. Suppose we are giving to define one new function, means we are giving some name. That the name should be follow the identifier rules. That is these are all the rules for identifiers. The first letter must be an alphabet or underscore, and the variable name begins with alphabet or underscore. Alphabet means A to Z, both uppercase and lowercase letters, or an underscore. You can easily understand the, you know the difference between the underscore and a hyphen. Okay, but underscore and alphabets are only allowed here. Next, after that we can give digits and all other things. And the first 63 characters of alphabets are significant. Suppose we give the 100 characters for the identifier names, means it can take alone first 63 characters and cannot duplicate a word. It is unique one. These are all some valid and invalid names. The first one is the valid. Here we declare only one variable, that is A. It is using some power style. Next one is the student name. Here we give the underscore, so it is okay. We follow the identifier rules. Suppose we are giving hyphen, means in student hyphen name means it is valid or invalid. Invalid. Because the rules of the identifiers is only no special symbols allowed except underscore. And the rules may be started with the underscore or alphabet. Here this variable A system name underscore A system name. It is one of the valid name. And the next one is the Boolean system ID and int minimum. These are all some valid names. And the invalid names are $, it is invalid. Why it is invalid? Because of some extra special symbols added here. What is the special symbol added here? $. Okay. Okay. Next one is the digit 2 and name. It is also invalid. The reason is the first character is a digit. The first character must be an alphabet or underscore. So here we add some digits, so it is also invalid. And here we use hyphen, so it is also invalid, like that. Okay. Next here int is a keyword. Keywords cannot be used as identifiers. Already we have seen the keywords int, auto, continue, like that. The keywords cannot be used as identifier names. Okay. Next. And types, that is a type defines a set of values and set of operations that can be applied on those values. This first one is the void. Void means that is called the empty. The type is void. The C implementation is also void. And the next integral part of the category which has 3 types, that is Boolean, character and integer. The C implementation is Boolean means BOL. We have to mention it in small letter. That is the keyword BOL. And character means CHAR and WCHAR underscore T. And integer means short int, long int, integer, long int also available. This is one of the long int also available, which is mentioned in the format specifier is percentage LLU. Okay. And the next one is a floating point. Floating point means it's a number with decimal places. That is called a floating point value. And it's a real part, imaginary part, and complex parts also available. It's a real means float, double, and long double. And imaginary parts, float, imaginary, double, imaginary available. Complex numbers also, float and double complex numbers implementation also available. Okay, next slide. Can you move the next slide? Just arrow muttu press pannunga. Arrow muttu press pannunga. Right. Okay, thank you. Okay, already told you, identify means names of variables, functions like that. Here variable, that is variables are the named memory locations. And we have to define some memory name using variables. That is, and the variables are the quantity that may vary during the execution of the program. Every time the value will be changed, so it is called a variable. If the value cannot be changed, that is a fixed one means that is called a constant. Here the variables are a quantity may vary during the execution of the program. Each and every execution of the program, the value will be changed. The variables are named memory locations that have a type such as integer or character which is inherited from their type. And this is a code example, that is a variable type and a variable identifier. This is a character code, int I, long national depth, and a float pay rate, and a double pipe. Okay, these are all the values stored in the character. We can store one value. What is character? Character means any English alphabet that is enclosed within single quotes. That is called character. So the B is assigned to the code. And another one variable is integer variable, and 14 is assigned to I. And these are all the memory partitions. Memory name, that is create one name and store that value in a particular address. Okay, that will be done in the memory. Once suppose I am declaring a variable int a means in memory it will allocate 4 bytes of memory value as memory space, and name that memory as I, and which is also having some address, and store the value in that space. Okay. Suppose I give int I equal to 10 means the 10 will be stored in that space. Okay. Next. This is an example program for printing sum of 3 numbers. Sum means addition of 3 numbers. Any 3 numbers. First we include the header file and the main functions. The int main means the value returns the integer value. That is the type of the value written by the main. That is integer values written to the operating system. So we are giving the int main. Suppose int we are using means we will using the return statements at the end of the program. Okay, here we declare 3 variables ABC of integer type and sum also in the integer type. These are called local declarations. Next is a printf. Welcome. This program adds these statements. Printf. What is the use of printf statements in C? To print the value. That is the output statement. What are all the data you are giving? That will be print. Okay. The printf and open parenthesis, double quotes, start double quotes, and as well as end the double quotes. The value, the string will be printed. Okay. And the sum equal to A plus B plus C, this is one of the assignments. Equal to is here assignment operator. This is called assignment statement. In the assignment statement, keep it in our mind. The program execution starts with the right hand side of the assignment operator. This is the assignment operator. The program execution starts here, and the A value is added with B value. B value is added with C value. The result will be stored in the left hand side variable. Right hand side variable is processed first, and the result will be stored in the left hand side variable. That is the right to left. In all the assignment statements having the left side only one variable. Okay. If we are giving more than 2 variable A plus B equal to C plus D means that is wrong. In the left hand side we will give only one variable. Why? Because we need to store that value. Suppose we are giving 2 variables or expressions means the system will display an error. Okay. Where do we that don't know where to store the number. And this is the print statement to print the value. Here we are giving we are taking integer values, so we give the percentage d. And finally, thank you, and return 0. This return 0 for the int statement, int main statement. Next. This is the output of this program. We give the input that is 11, 22, and 33. The output will be 66. Thank you. Okay, variable means a value changed during the execution of the program. That is reciprocal of constant. That is, the value cannot be changed during the execution of the program. That is a fixed value that do not change during the execution of the program. That is called a constant. Here the constants are data values that cannot be changed during the execution of the program. And the constant representations in C are integer constants, floating constants, and characters constants. These are all the example for integer, float, and character constants. Here 25 and 0 are the example for integer constants. It is a whole number. There is no decimal places here, so it is called integer constant. And next one is the floating constants having some decimal places, that is 3.141559 and 0.1. These are all the examples of floating constants. Next one is the character constants. Usually the characters are enclosed within single quotes. Okay, strings are enclosed within double quotes. Okay, next. Okay, these are all the operators used in C language. That is, do you have any idea about operator? What is operator? Symbol. Okay. Lot of operators are also available. Bus operator, machine operator, lot of operators are available. Okay, like that, the computer in C language having some operators. It is a symbol that tells the compiler to do some task. Suppose we are using the plus symbol, means the compiler can understand we need to do addition operations. Suppose we give the minus symbol, means the compiler will understand we need to do subtraction operations. Okay, so operator is a symbol that informs the compiler to do some specific task, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, like that. Okay. Usually operators are used to manipulate the data. Manipulate means some operations, that is addition, deletions, modulus operations, like that, and variables. And these are all the types of operators, that is arithmetic operator, relational operators, logical operators, assignment operators, increment and decrement operators, conditional operators, bitwise operators, and special operators. So this, what are the operators available in C? Arithmetic, then logical operators, relational operators, increment, decrement operators, like that. Okay. This is an example of logical operators, arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are used to perform some arithmetic operations. What are all the arithmetic operations? Addition, subtractions, multiplications, and divisions. These are all called arithmetic operations. Here we use the symbol plus for addition and unary plus. Plus 5 is equal to 5. Okay. So an operand having only one, an operator having only one operand means that is called unary operator. So it is called plus or unary plus, and minus, subtraction or unary minus, multiplications, divisions, and modulo division. What is the difference between division and modulus division? Modulus operator, percentage symbol is used as modulus operator, and forward slash is used as division. What is the difference between these two? Okay, division operator gives what? Modulus operator. Division operator. Okay. Yes, correct. Okay, that is a division operator is used to give the quotient value. Suppose in some programming construct we need to use remainder value, means we are using the modulus operator. Modulus operator provides the remainder value after integer division, and division operator gives the quotient value. Okay. And the next one is a relational relation. These operators, these operators needs two operands, a/b, a plus b. Here a and b are the operators. We give some values. Next one is a relational operators. What are the relational operators available here? Less than. Okay. Okay, that is called a relation of less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and not equal to. Suppose we are giving single equal to here means that is assignment operator. Double equal to represents equal to operator. Continuously we give the double equal to, that is called the equal to operator. Not equal to means exclamation mark equal to symbol. That is a combination of exclamation mark and equal to symbol represents not equal to symbol. Okay. Usually relational operator, what is the purpose of using relational operator means, which is used to compare any two values. Okay. That is a greater value or lesser value. Find the program, write a program to find the biggest number, means we need to compare the numbers a and b value. Suppose the inputs are 2, 3 and 4 means we need to compare these three values, then only we will find the biggest value. So the relational operators are used to compare any two values, any two Boolean values. If it is true means the value is it will return the true value. The condition is true means it will return the true value 1, otherwise it will return the false value 0. Okay, next one is the logical operators. The logical operators are and, or and not. Here exclamation mark is not used for not operator. Here logical operators are used for combining any two values. Suppose a greater than b and a greater than c. So the compare relation, the logical operators are used to combine any two values. Okay, these are all the, and the next operator is the assignment operator. The single equality is called assignment operator. Double equality is called as equal to operator. This is an assignment operator. The assignment operator is used to assign a constant or a value to a variable. Assignment operator is used to assign a value to a variable or functions like that. Here equality is a assignment operator. This is an example for assignment operator, that is x equal to y equal to z equal to 20 means assignment will take place right to left, that is 20 is assigned to z and z value is assigned to y and y value is assigned to x. Okay. And next one is the increment and decrement operator, that is divided into two types, that is post increment and pre increment, and decrement means post decrement and pre decrement value. That is plus is the increment operator and minus is the decrement operator. What is the difference between these two means, post increment operator means first the value will be assigned to the variable, then the value will be increased by 1, a equal to a plus 1 like that. X plus means x equal to x plus 1. And pre increment means the value will be increased first, then the result will be assigned to the variable. Using printf statements you may check this. Okay, next is a decrement operators like that. It will first decrease the value, and a pre-decrement means first decrease the value of the variable and assign the value. After and a post-decrement means assign the value and decrement the value. Okay. And this is called a conditional operator. Question mark colon. This is called a conditional operator, which has three operands. So unary operator means only one operand, which has only one operand, and binary operator means which has two operands, a plus b, that is called binary operator. Plus a means unary operator. Okay, because only one operand having this. And the next one is a conditional operator having a three operands. The question mark colon is the conditional operator. The name of the operator is conditional operator. The three operands are work from right to left. Actually the values are work from right to left. That is a condition part and a question mark. This is syntax for that conditional operator, question mark, true part and a false part. That is a this is an example program. Number modulus operator 2 equal to 0. Here we check one value. Say any one number, any one digit. Just tell any one number from up to 10. That is easy to calculate. Which number? Just tell any one number, boys. 4, okay. Suppose we give the input as 4 to number. The 4 is assigned to the variable num, and modulus 2 means modulus operator gives the remainder value. So 4 modulus 2 means what is the result? 4 modulus 2 means what is the remainder? Remainder is 0. Why? Because 2 2s are 4, the quotient will be 2, remainder will be 0. Okay. So here the value will be 0. So 0 equal to 0 means the condition true. If the condition is true means this part will be executed. If the condition is false means this part will be executed. Okay. Suppose I give the value 5 instead of 4 means the 5 modulus operator 2 means what will be the output? 5 modulus operator 2, 1. Okay. That is 1 equal to 0 means the condition is false. That is not equal. 1 equal to 0 means not equal. So the condition is false. So it will print odd number. So it is a ternary operator and ternary operands, question mark and colon. This is the syntax condition. Here we give the conditions and put the question mark symbol, then true part, then colon, then false part. Okay. Can you understand this? Any doubt on this? Okay. Next is the bitwise operators. Bitwise operators, what is bit? Any electronic state, that is called a bit. This is 0 or 1. Binary digit is called a bit. That is on or off. On represents 1, off represents 2. Okay. Here the operator single ampersand is used for bitwise and the single pipeline sign is used for a bitwise or, and the bitwise exclusive or, bitwise left shift, right shift and ones complement. These symbols are used as bitwise operators. Bitwise operators are used to manipulate in bit level operations, for doing bit level operations. And next one is special operators, that is comma, colon, these are called special operators, comma, space, colon, these are called special operators. Suppose we need to declare more than one variable of the same type means we are using commas. The variables are separated by using commas of the same type. That is called a special operator. Comma is on the special operator. And the next one is the size of operator. The size of operator is used to find the size of the data type occupied by the particular variable. Suppose I declare the variable int a means it will occupy 4 bytes of memory. Usually integer occupies 4 bytes of memory. Okay. Suppose I need to find this means how can we find this using programming construct means we can use the size of operator. Okay. Up to this, any doubt? Okay, next one is the expressions. A lot of expressions available. Okay, facial expressions like that. A lot of expressions available, and based on that, in the computer language, here we are using some expressions. The expressions made up of operators and operands. C equal to A plus B. That is one of the statement. It is called expressions. Because that is having some operand value and operator value. Expressions made up of operands and operators. Okay. Here the typical precedence levels of the highest to lowest. That is, it will first execute the parenthesis and unary operators and exponentiations and modulus operator and plus minus. This is the precedence. That is the highest to low priority. The precedence is nothing but priority. As the highest priority goes to suppose our expressions having some parenthesis statement means the compiler will execute first at the parenthesis statement, then unary operator, then exponentiations, then modulo division, then addition and subtraction. Okay, these are all some algebraic expressions that is converted into C expression. That is A into B minus C. There is no symbol into for C. Here we use asterisk symbol for multiplication. So A star B minus C. And next one is M plus N into X plus Y. Here in the C expressions we give some asterisk operator for multiplications, and this is algebraic expressions AB by C. That is expression C means A star B slash C. That is the correct representations. These are some examples of algebraic representations and C language representations. Okay, next one is a decision making and branching statements. Statement is nothing but some simple instruction. In real time situations, the computer executes the statements sequentially. Sequential means one after another. Generally, the computer executes the statements sequentially. Sequential means one after another. In some programming constructs, as in some situations, we need to change the sequence of the execution of the program. to get the correct output or to implement some concept. In such criteria, we are using control constructs and decision making and branching statements. Okay, this is called control statements. That is divided into two types. That is selection statement and iteration statements. Selection statements means the example of selection statements are if else statement and switch statement, and iteration is nothing but looping statement. In some situations, we need to execute the set of statements for a finite number of times. That is called looping statements. Suppose I need to execute the set of statements for 10 times, means we are using the iteration statements. That is while for loop, while loop and do while loop. These are the examples of iteration statements. Okay, this is for decision making. First, this is an algorithm, flowchart for decision making statement. First, we have to start and read input from the user, and we will check the conditions. Yeah, based on the conditions, making decisions. And if the condition is true, means we will do this task and finally show the results. Suppose the condition is not met, the false means these statements are executed. If the given condition is true, means these statements executed. If the condition is false, means these statements are executed. This is one of the example. It's a holiday trip problem. This start the problem. We have received some input value, that is 15,000. We may receive any input value, but here I mentioned some value. Why? Because I need to compare this. So I give the 15,000. The received money is, if the received money is greater than or equal to 10,000, means we are using some flight for travel. Otherwise, we'll use some bus or train for travel. If the condition is true, greater than 10,000, means the control goes like this. And if the money is less than or 100, means we'll choose the bus for travel. Okay, this is called some decision making. Based on the input, we'll take some decisions. Okay. This is an general format or syntax for the if statement. That is the test conditions. If the given condition is true, means it will execute some set of statements. If it is false, means it will execute the false part of the program. The example is a chunk of a program statement. That is if marks greater than or equal to 90, means the condition is true, means it will execute marks equal to marks plus bonus mark and a grade equal to A, and the mark achieved, the achieved mark will be printed here. Otherwise, the control goes to the next executable part. This is an example of some programs that is using the control statements. That is biggest of two numbers, and given the number is odd or even. Here the logic is we have to compare these two values using the relational operator A greater than B. If A is greater, means we will print A is big. Otherwise, B is big. If the condition is true, means it will execute it here. If the condition is false, means it will execute it here. Okay. And this is an odd and even. The logic is the given value is do by modulus operation. If the after modulus operations, if we get the result 0, means that is true. If the result is non-zero, means that is false. That is true, means that is the even number. That is false, means that is an odd number. Okay. 4 modulus 2 means 0. We will get 0. 5 modulus 2 means we will get 1. So that is odd number. Based on the logic, we are using this. Any doubt on this? Okay, nested if statements. One if else statements contains another if else statement. That is called nested if else statements. First, we will check the conditions and execute the inner part of the if statements. After it is false, means and we'll go. Then the control goes to outer part. Otherwise, if the conditions is failed here, means the directly control moves to the else part. That is called one if statement contain another if statement. So that is called a nested if statement. Here. We give some program examples. That is, if gender equal to, suppose we are going to some theme park, means some adult, we are bring some kid and adult to the theme park, means some entry tickets are free for some kids. Okay, such situations we need to check the gender is male or female. If the gender is female, means, and we will also check the age. It's adult or kid. And if the age less than 10, means they provide the free entry ticket and free food. Otherwise, we will pay for entry ticket and food. So this is the real time scenario. We will apply this kind of concepts. Why? Because here we check the two conditions. Here we check on conditions, and also after that we will check on conditions. Here, if the gender is male, means the control directly goes to else part. Why? Because that is false. If the condition is true, means it will go to the inner part of the if statement and check this statement. Okay. Okay, this is another one of the branching statement, that is switch case. Suppose in some situations we need to checking a multiple numbers. Suppose I need to check the famous program is to check the vowel A, E, I, O, U, like that. We need to check the given alphabet is A, E, I, O, U. So we need to check multiple conditions, means we are using a switch case statements. Okay. That is this syntax for switch case statement, switch expression value, this case value, if the case value is matched, means that block will be executed, and a break statement causes an immediate exit from the loop statement, switch statement. Otherwise, if the condition true, means it will execute the following statements. If you have forget to enter the break statement, means. Okay. This is an example of case statements. We can do some addition, subtraction, multiplications, divisions using this. Suppose I need to do need to do addition, means the case 1 will be true, and the need to do subtraction means the case 2 will be true, and case 3, case 4, like that. Okay. Here we check the value. Suppose I give any two values, number 1 and number 2. 2 plus I give the values 2 and 2, means that will be added, means I will give the case value 1, that is matched, and sum is number 1 plus number 2, and break statement will be executed, and it causes an immediate exit to the switch statement. Okay. Otherwise, if no cases match, means the default statement will be executed. Here default is also a keyword. Okay, this is the first side of the program, that is here we declare 3 variables, number 1, 2 and choice. Enter the any two numbers, number 1, number 2. We may perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and divisions. Enter your choice. Suppose I enter the choice as 1, means will do addition, the number of choice 2 is will do subtraction, like that. Okay. This is an while statement. While statement is running for a certain number of times up to the condition becomes true. Okay. This is an example program for some of the series 1 plus 2 plus 3. Here we check the test conditions. If the condition is true, means the body of the loop will be executed, and we will increment the value. That is a increment decrement operator, already we have seen that. It is the value is incremented, and the test condition is checked again and again checked. When it becomes false, the program will stop. Okay. Next one is the do while loop. The do while loop is the exit checking loop. Okay. The while loop is the remaining all the loops are called the entry checking loop. Do while loop is called the exit checking loop. Why? Because the conditions will be checked at last. If the statements are true and false, we don't bother about that. The loop will be executed once. Why? Because the conditions will be checked at the last. So once the program will be executed, whether it is true or false. Other statements, first it will be checked. So if the condition is true, means only executed. Otherwise, the control goes to the next executable statements. Here we only check the conditions. Okay. And we have to notice this. We have to put the semicolon here. Okay. And arrays, I need to, why we go for arrays? We are using some variables, functions like that. Then why we go for arrays? Multiple? There is some difficulty, means we will go for other concepts. Okay, like that. Suppose I need to declare 100 variables, means I am not able to declare 100 different variables. Okay, A, B, C, like that, 100 different variables. So in array means we can easily declare the 100 variables. A of 100 means we can easily store the 100 variables. So in such kind of situations, we are using arrays. Okay, the array is a collection of elements. The group of elements or collection of elements, and shared by the common name that are of the same type. That is all are same type. That is integer or float or character. That should be in the same type. The collections are characters, integers, and doubles. And these are all some applications of arrays. This is given a list of test scores, determine the maximum and minimum scores. We are collecting the scores of the cricket like that games, and we will calculate the maximum score and minimum score of the player. Okay. In some situations we are using these arrays applications and reading a list of student names and rearrange it in alphabetic order. Sorting means the arranging data in some order, that is ascending order or descending order, that is called sorting. Here I need for our class we are 40 students are there, means we have to enter the feed the student's name and arrange the students in alphabetic order. Okay. And given the height measurements of the students, weight measurements of the students, these are using the array. We are using arrays, and the length of the arrays. Once an array is created, its size is fixed. Suppose if array is int a of 10 means the array size is 10 because the memory allocated for up to 10 values only we can store in the memory, and it cannot be changed. Int a of 10 means we can store only 10 values, but the array index should be positive value. This is array, 10 is array index, it should be in positive value, and it starts with 0. Array index starts with 0. So, a of 0 to a of 9, totally 10 values we are giving. Okay. Suppose we need to insert a extra one value, 11th value in this array, means that is not possible. It will make an error. This is an initialization of arrays. Int my array of 5 means we can store 5 elements into this array. Suppose we are using variables, means we need to define or declare 5 different variables. Okay. And int age of 4 means we can store 4 values. Already I told you the array index starts with 0. It is 0, 1, 2 and 3. The total of the length of the array is 4, but the array index starts with 0. If suppose age of 10 means int student age of 10 means 0 through 9. So multi-dimensional array, if the array has 2 dimensions in a what is matrix? Matrix means row and column order. So in some we need to do some matrix calculations, means we need to row value and column value. In such criteria we are using the multi-dimensional arrays. If the array is having more than one dimension, means that is called a multi-dimensional array. Here we declare 2 dimensions because 10 into 10. The capacity of the array is 100, that is 0002. Up to 100 values we can store. 10 into 10, not 10 plus 10, 10 into 10 means 100 values we can store in this. We are using some 2 for loops, one is outer for loop, another one is inner for loop. The once outer for loops true means in the inner for loops executed fully, and it false means then the control goes to the outer for loop. Yeah, this is the illustration of array storage. That is a int matrix of 5 and 5 means 5 rows and 5 columns will be allocated in the memory. That is 0, 0 means this place, and 0, 1 means this place, 0, 2, 0, 3 and 0, 4. Totally 5 means 0 to 4, totally 5 elements are there. And 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3 and 1, 4 like that. This is the matrix of 2, in this figure we enter the value 7 means that is represented here, and its location is matrix of 2 and 1. That is the second row, first column. The first represents a row value, second represents a column value. So that we are using 2 for loop. First for loop is used for row value, and the second for loop is used for reading the column values. That is here 7 is placed in the second row, first column. Okay. And this is some array of values. It's an empty array also we can create. Next one is the functions. What are all the functions available? What is function? Let's see. Any idea about functions? What is a function? Is a small program. It's called a subprogram which can do some well-defined task. We need to do some set of tasks, means we will define it as a function. Okay. That is user-defined functions also available. And these are called the built-in functions. There are 2 types of functions, that is built-in functions and user-defined functions. These are already told you. C means there is a set of functions we are using. That is a scanf, printf, getch, clear screen. Everything is functions in C. So functions means that is we are using open and close parentheses. Wherever the open close parenthesis coming means it is denoted as function. That is here this is a built-in functions. That is a predefined. Built-in means they are predefined functions already having some meaning. That is scan of, print of, get C, and put C, get character, put character also called the functions. Okay, get C, get also. And user-defined functions means series of instructions that are used to create for a specific purpose. This is an example syntax for a user-defined functions. That is return type. What will be the value written by the functions? That is integer value or float value, like that. Return type, function name, and arguments, and body of the functions. This is called the syntax. And we need to, how do we call the functions? And we are having name or a register number or roll number. So the staff or persons can be called with our names or register numbers. Like that, how do we call the function means? This is the syntax for calling the functions. Here also we use the function name. Function name and argument and end with semicolon, the function will be called. This here we declare one variable, that is address is the functions. The function definitions are here. That is address, add or ess, not add. This is an example program, that is on functions. Here the program execution starts with the main function here started, and a clear screen will be executed, and welcome to functions. Here we call the functions, that is hi means the function calling. This the control goes here, from here to here. We give this is called function calling and function definition. The control goes from here to there, that is void here, void hi, this will be executed, that is welcome to functions, good morning, that will be printed. Okay. Okay, there are 4 types of functions. Actually, you have already studied functions and C concepts. So just to understand these concepts, this is a basic. C is the mother of all the programming language. Once you have studied C language very well, means you can easily learn any one language, Python, any language you can easily learn that. Okay, so the function values, categories of functions. Categories means that's a type of functions that is based on the return values and passing value. In functions, we can pass some values. Okay, that is the 4 types of functions are available. That is no argument and no return values. Argument, no argument with the return values. Argument means the value giving inside the functions for passing. And the next one is the argument but no return values with argument and return type. This is the 4 categories of functions. This is an example of first category, that is no argument and no return. Here there is no argument, there is no return type. There is no return type means there is no return statement. Okay. So here we declare one function. Here what is the function declared? What is the name of the function here? Here what is the name of the function here? Void is the return type of the function. Void means that if the function does not return any value, means that is called void function, and followed by the name. There is a return type and followed by name. What is the name of the function here? Add is the name of the function. Okay. Here we declare the functions, and here we give the just we declare the function. That's all. Okay. The compiler can understand there is one function declared which is named as add. Okay. After we execute the program execution starts with the main function. So control goes over here, and we will see the line add means this function is called, that is add function is called. So it will print the add function is called. So the control goes there. Here the function definitions we have to, here the declarations, this is the function definitions. What are the function, what is the actual function is defined in the definition part. The declarations is done as function protocol. Function declaration and function definitions. Here once the function is called means, here the control goes over there and execute these statements. That is here we declare 3 variables ABC of the type integers, and learn and read any 2 values, that is A value and B value, using the scanf statement, and do an assignment. Actually the result of the right hand side expressions will be assigned to the left hand side variable, then C, and the printf, the sum value will be printed. Okay. After that, control again return to the calling function. This is the calling function, this is the called functions. After completing this function, the control return to the calling functions and executed the next statement. It is printf main ends here. Again the same functions. Again it will be executed once. Okay. Then the program will be terminated. This is no argument and no return type. And next one is with argument but no return values. That is, no return type is there, but it is having some arguments. Here we declare the functions as the same function name, that is int, and its arguments are int and integer. Here we get, these are the arguments, that is parameters, that is called arguments, int and int with semicolon. The function definition is here. That is, here we declare integer means here also we give the integer values and we will get the integer value once the main function started executed first, and we declare two variables and print enter two numbers. These two numbers are executed, and the add x comma y means function calling. Here these arguments are passed to the called functions. This is a calling function. Suppose I get the value for x means x is 10 and y means 20 means here the values 10 and 20 are placed here and passed to called functions. Int a means 10 and b means 20. The result will be 30. A plus b 20 plus 10 30. 30 is assigned there. Okay. So this is with the argument but no return type. Here these are the arguments. This is an argument. Here we have argument but there is no return type. This is the second type. First type is no argument, no return type, and second type is with the argument but no return values. Are you able to get it? Any doubt? Okay, next is return statement. Return statement means return statement is used to return a value from a called function to the calling function. A return statement is used to return a value from the called function to the calling function, and it causes an execution to return to the point at which the called function was made. And the return statement can have the value with it which is returned to the program. Only one return statement is allowed. In the program, there is more than one return statement is not allowed. Why? Because the control goes to the calling function. Suppose we are giving some statements after the return statement means that won't get executed. Why? Because the control goes to the calling functions. So the statements are not executed. So there is only one return statements will be allowed. Okay, this is examples for without argument and there is no argument but return type. Okay, and we declare one functions, that is add, and main functions. C equal to add means the value will be called. The function will be called, the control over there, and add we declare three variables and get two values and do additions and result will be stored there, and this is the return statement. Okay, the keyword of the return statement is return. Okay, and the C value will be returned. Where will be returned? It will return to the calling functions. Calling function, where is the calling function? This is the calling functions. So the C value will be goes there. In this part, the C value will be assigned here, and we are using the assignment statement. So C is assigned to the. So this is and we will print the sum of two number value in C. So it's the last one, that is with the argument but with return type. Or a main functions int and read two values and C equal to add a comma b. That is a and b means this is the function. First it will be executed in this statement. The right hand side of the equal to statement, add a comma b means the function calling, and these two values are assigned there. Suppose we are getting 10 and 20 means 10 and 20 assigned here, and this function is called and it is passed. The value of a is assigned to x and the value of b is assigned to y, and we declare one variable local variable c, and c equal to x plus y. We are not here doing a plus b, we are using x plus y here. Why? Because the value of x is assigned to a is assigned to x and b is assigned to y, and c equal to x plus y. The result is stored in c and return the c value. So the return statement is over the control to the called function. So the control return to that. Here we will get the value 30. The 30 is assigned to C. Now we will print the value C value. We will get the result. Okay. This is a four type of functions. Any doubt on this? Okay. In the pointer only we are going to finish the C session. Okay. And pointer means that is pointer is a variable which stores the address of another variable. Okay, pointer is a variable which stores the address of variable. In memory, what will be, suppose we are declare one variable int a means what will happen in the memory means the 4 byte of memory space is allocated in memory and named as a in some address. We need to access that variable means we are using the variable name a. Suppose we can access the the value using address also. Okay. Some address, suppose the postman can post we receive some letter from the postman, means the postman asks the such and such person is there in your home. Then they are asking, or they are asking plot number and the address of the home and door number. Okay, like that, using the door number and the physical address is like that pointer, and asking about the person's name is called variable. Okay, the pointer is a variable which stores the address of another variable. Okay, so here called the declaration of pointer. That is this is a syntax of pointers, that is data type and the pointer name. Here we use the pointer symbol asterisk. Here the asterisk represents it is a pointer variable, and end with a semicolon, and keep it in our mind, every C statement should end with a semicolon. In the functions we are not giving the semicolons, otherwise generally the C statements are end with a semicolon. Then only the compiler understand the statements over there and end there. And this is an example of pointers, that is int pointer and character. This is a character pointer, this is the integer pointer. Okay, this is syntax, that is the data type is int, and we give the pointer variable, this is star, pointer symbol and the pointer name. Okay. Okay, this is an example of assigning to the, this is the last slide, assigning data to the pointer variable. For example, we declare one variable int star a comma b equal to 10, and we assign the address of the variable b is to a, and declare another one variable, that is int star b quantity, and the quantity variable, this is integer type, that is assigned to the pointer variable. Already pointer only can store the address. Generally the ampersand represents the address value. Address scan of percentage d comma comma ampersand a ampersand b means ampersand represent the address location of the variable where it was stored, equal to p equal to quantity. And this is one of the small example program. That is value will be assigned to 100, and will percentage u unsigned value, the value will be printed, the value will be printed again, and this is a star, and the address value means this is the address, and the star will get the actual value stored in that address. Okay, star, here we use extra star, the output will be some address value 2 3 4 5 6, some address value, and 100 and 100, that is the output value. Here actually what will happen in memory is, suppose we declare a variable means, suppose I declare one variable quantity, this is a quantity means the quantity variable is created, a memory is allocated, and we have stored some value, that is 20 is stored here, and its memory locations, name of the memory location is quantity, and which will store in some address, that is 500. Okay. Like that, in this address is, the quantity address is stored in the pointer. Also pointer having some address. Okay, so here the actual value is there, is a pointer that stores the address of the quantity variable, and the pointer also having some address. Okay, so in the output is executed, the output 100 and first here execute the address value of the pointer. Every time it will change. Executed means every time you will get the different output for the address. Why? Because the values are changed, the free space only allocated, that's why, and print the value and address value. Okay. Okay, and the why we are using the pointer means to return more than one value from the functions. Suppose more than one return statements are not allowed. Suppose we need to send more than one value means, return more than one value means we are using the pointer. And we can also easily pass the arrays and strings conveniently in the one function to the another functions, and manipulate arrays easily, allocate memory in runtime memory. That is, dynamic allocation is done by using the pointers easily. To create complex data structures such like linked list can be easily created by using pointers. Okay, these are the pointers special operators, and this is the address operator and the memory address of the operand. Generally ampersand, wherever you put ampersand in C language, it represents the address of the operand. Operand means data. Int a means we must store some value in the a. This is called operand. That is the address of the operand, and the star is this is a complement of the address. This is stored, actual stored value. It's a complement of the actually stored value, and the return value, the memory locations pointed, pointed the actual value stored in the memory. That is the asterisk symbol. Okay. Okay. So the overall view of the C language. If you have any doubt or any queries, means you may ask. I'll clarify you. Okay. Already we have from the beginning. We have to discuss about introduction to C language. What are all the statements used in C language, input-output statements, operators in C language, and functions in C language, and pointers in C language. Okay. So when you are practicing only, you can write the code easily. A lot of online compilers is available. Everyone using the mobile, latest mobiles and Android mobiles you are using. Just go to the online C compiler and type some code and execute it. Online C compilers available, C++ compilers, Python compilers are also available. So just go to the online compiler and type code and execute it. Whenever you find time while going the bus, when you find a free time, just write some code and execute it. You will get some knowledge about that. Yes. Yes, sir. C++, come on, continue. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, then suppose we need to swapping some numbers, means as a simple logic we are using in C language for swapping the numbers. We are using some third variable. Yeah, we are using some temporary variables to swap the any two numbers. So that is swap is nothing but interchanging two numbers. Suppose A equal to 10 and B equal to 10 means we need to interchange these two values. Since we are using one third variable, that is T equal to A equal to B, and B equal to T, means the value will be gets interchanged. Okay, this is called the interchanging the values. And once you are learning C, means you have to give more concentrations on pointers. So pointer is the strongest concept in C language. Okay, once you learn pointer, means you will you are master in C. And C also supports structures. Structure is nothing but a heterogeneous data type. Structure means structure is a heterogeneous data type. Integer is a data type, integer, float, character, and double. These are all we are using. Suppose we need to define the more than one variable under one roof, means we are using the structures. Structure concept. Suppose we need to prepare student information system, like that, means that is we are using some structure concepts. Okay, and practice the functions concepts in C language. This is a basic for all languages. So you have to just practice the 4 types of functions for the any one program. Then you will find what is the return statement, what is function declaration, what is called function definitions, like that. Okay. If you have any doubt, ask me. No doubt. Then I see. Okay, thank you all.